Atola Abdulkadir, and I've been a member of BS for 2 years now. Today I'm running to be your secretary. Now, since I was a freshman working as parliamentarian in the freshman committee, I realized just how much I want to see this organization succeed. Allowing me to be your secretary will do just that. Now, as your secretary, I will drive BS towards becoming even better than what drew me in as a freshman. Winston Churchill once said, to improve is to change. To be perfect is to change often. I plan on bringing a new perspective to the role of secretary. I want to implement the REB structure to the chapter level, and I stated in Article 13 of the NSB Constitution, take charge of the communications zone. I'll be working with the telecommunications chair and the PR chair to form an efficient unit that will get things done. I also plan on implementing action items in the form of an Excel sheet that will organize whatever the board plans on doing before the semesters begin. This will force us to stay organized and prompt when it comes to reaching our goals. You see, BES can be so much more than it already is. And if you guys elect me as secretary, I'll show you exactly how. Thank you.
Good evening, all those assembled. My name is Sherelle Grange. As you know, communication is key, and like all great secretaries, a great secretary uses communication to bridge their organizations together. They're more than meeting minutes. They are the direct communication line for the organization. They are the people who present and relate information to the general public. As a student worker, I serve as a liaison between external and internal customers. I understand what it means to be the middleman in communication. For the past 4 semesters, I've devoted my time and energy to the Black Engineers Society. I was even the secretary of the Black Engineering Society Freshman Committee. As e-board member, I promise to continue to assist this organization in its growth and development. I will continue to the progression of certain programs presented by my predecessor as established. For example, Kudos, and even evolving the State of the Chapter's address to include faculty members from other STEM-related majors. I also plan to implement a program called Roots, which will be an outreach campaign for non-engineering majors. In conclusion, a poetic song once said, communication saves relations. It is evident that communication is key to collaboration, and collaboration is I'm going to keep going anyway. And collaboration is imperative. I'm
Good evening, my name is Brianne Thompson. I'm a freshman studying fire protection engineering. By regularly attending meetings, events, and nationals, an unextinguishable fire has engulfed inside of me, filled with passion and fire to drive, to grow at BES. By running for secretary, the backbone of this organization, I plan to make a positive impact on the members of BES. As leader of my ENES 100 team and vice president of communications for RHA, I have gained the leadership and time management skills necessary to take on this position. In terms of BES, I've been an active member in the freshman committee and gained insight to how important it is to take initiative and work together to make this organization better. As secretary, I hope to make people more aware of the endless possibilities that BES has to offer. Also, I plan to make us distinguished chapter of the year once again. To accomplish these tasks, I plan to instill many initiatives such as the Big Little program, Sister to Sister, and better utilizing social networks in order to introduce people to BES. There are so many ways this organization can change the lives of minorities in STEM, and I'd be honored to help lead this progression. Thank you.
Okay, so a lot of y'all spoke upon how the programs that you want to implement, but one of the main roles of secretary is really to organize the e-board, like make sure that those 14, 15 members are on their point. So how do you plan on, once again, managing all of those different personalities and making sure that all the correct information is dispelled in a timely manner?
I plan to do that by having not only e-board meetings, but also meetings within the leaders of the communications and finance, treasurer, and whatnot, so that we can all relay the ideas that we are all talking about in our meetings. As well, I plan to do not only group meet, but also emails so that we can all relay information to each other.
As committee head of a committee outside of this organization, I believe in meeting prematurely with my committee to make sure that we're all on the same page. I believe in doing that with the communication zone so that we all are on the same page, so that when we do meet up with the e-board, that we all can be on the same page with collaboration with what everyone else wants to do within the positions on the e-board. It is very important to be patient as a secretary because you are the voice of the e-board and for the entire general body. So it's important to remain patient and to make sure that you collect everyone's ideas and opinions so that you can apply it into the ideas and beliefs of your organization itself.
I believe one of the most important things is keeping on time. I agree with what they said, but also, like, as I said in my speech, creating an Excel sheet that actually schedules what we plan on doing before the semester begins instead of just going along with what happens will actually force us to stay on time, stay prompt, like I said, when it comes to getting things done. And I also agree with being patient, but also sometimes you cannot just wait and stay idle when it comes to getting people in your board to get things done. So I'm ready to go forth to each and every member of the board and make sure they are prompt to get to do what they stated they would do in our meetings beforehand. So it's very important to me to not just watch as things kind of run off track.
As secretary, you're going to need to have a very flexible schedule or be flexible. How do you guys plan on balancing being secretary and schoolwork and other outside organizations?
When it comes to that, I have a couple of responsibilities, and I'll probably have a little bit more next semester. But nonetheless, I try to keep myself organized when it comes to things like that, like creating a I like creating timetables, like or Excel sheets, but I like to also create a schedule for myself, like what has to be done by what exact time. So becoming BS secretary will be an essential part of my schedule, and I will always make time for that when need be.
As I said in my speech, I'm really passionate about helping other people in STEM majors. And so what I've learned throughout the years is when I'm passionate about something, I make sure that I put that in the forefront. Yes, I will start my upper level classes and whatnot, but I still know that in the past I've been able to manage my time. In high school, I was captain of my soccer team, I was leader of 3 of my organizations, still managed to do 5 AP classes, and that wouldn't have happened if I didn't have time management skills. I've been working with Whitney as well in order to create Google calendars in order to make sure that I can line up all of my events.
So I know that I'm a very busy person, but that doesn't mean that I can't do the job. Even with everything that I had on my plate this semester, I was still a dedicated member to BES. I was at PCI and Torch events and finance committee events. So I do believe in being very, very diligent in my time management. I have a calendar of all my events 3 months in advance, and you can check my book bag. I believe in making sure everything's done ahead of time. So I set my schedule up very early to make sure I do have time and that I'm able to manage the events that I have going on within my organizations.
Okay. As secretary, you're the leader of the communication zone. What if, as looking from the outside in, what, if any, problems do you see with the communication zone, and how do you plan on fixing them? If you see any problems, if not, how do you plan on continuing the level of communication standards we have now?
Well, in my opinion, I feel like in a broad sense, not internally but externally, we don't reach out to non-STEM majors, to non-engineering STEM majors. Even though we're a Black Engineer Society, we have half of our general body outside of engineering. I'm a biological sciences major, and I do believe in reaching out to those other colleges. The Computer, Mathematical, and Natural Sciences College, I am a student worker there. I believe in communicating with the advisors and the dean and helping collaborate on events that we can hold within that college so that we can branch our roots to other STEM majors. It's very imperative that we don't just stay focused on one major. It's very important because a lot of people don't know that we exist. So I believe in starting outside, so from top bottom this time, because I feel like I didn't see a lot of problems within internally because I saw our events and our organization was able to plan our events and still get out on time. I apologize.
Things that I've seen with communications are mainly just between the different e-board members. And I plan to fix that, as I said earlier, by making sure that we do have meetings that are not just e-board meetings, but also meetings within the leaders on the e-board. And also, I feel like, yeah, we use email and yeah, we use GroupMe, but we are going to have to figure out another way because a lot of people don't reply to their emails. And I think a major part of that is making sure that people reply on time.